Good morning, good afternoon. I'm the Green Smoothie Philosopher. Actually, I'm Bob Hambly, Dr. Hambly, a Take Shape for Life health coach. Today we're going to be talking about living a healthier life. Okay, now this is the workbook for Take Shape for Life. And we may talk a little bit about this, but I'm not going to talk most about books. I want you to live a longer, healthier life. I've got tons of material to talk about, but today mostly we're going to talk about the food. We're going to talk about tricks to let you do your 5 in 1. I'm going to extend this. This in some ways is an advanced program for advanced coaches, so that we're going to be talking about ways you can make this interesting. I'm going to try to make this interesting for you, and so let's see what happens. Do we need to get that phone, or we'll just leave it alone for right now? Okay. The 5 in 1 program, at least this is what I do. This morning I made my eggs. Okay, so there's some eggs. A Ziploc 3-cup container, I love it, and I spray olive oil in it just a little bit. Makes the eggs work really well, and you'll notice they're half eaten. That's weird, okay? I'm actually spreading the one meal into 2. I'm dividing into 2. We'll divide the bar into 2. Maybe I'll go ahead and do that for you right now. The big thing to help me with my appetite is my gulp, 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 is the water. That's the most important thing that keeps me comfortable. And frequently I'm thirsty, just like you are right now. So go get some water and pause the video. No, don't do anything. I'm just pretending. But you know, an audience could pause this video and get some water. We do want you to be drinking water. In fact, I want you to know that stuff. Look at here. What have we got? We've got 4 cups of water. Will 4 cups of water fit in this? What do you think? Well, turns out they do. All right, now just barely. So this is a 32-ounce cup. If we pour it back, we'll pour back another cup. So here's, well, it's a little bit more than that. There's 24 ounces. That's a lot to drink. Keep it around for a while. Here is 16 ounces, so it's half of the glass. And here's the 8 ounces that everybody in the program tells you. That's not very much. It turns out, I'm going to demonstrate, I drink this in about 8 gulps. If they're fairly reasonable sized gulps, there's 8 ounces. That's how I know. So it's an easy way to measure your water. You're going to be having at least 64 ounces of water. And many of the standards that you read in the Quick Start Guide, which I have right here, I think, will talk about you when you're deeply on program. When you're on program way down the way it should be. Okay, so one step at a time, we're going to be looking at dimensions of that while she answers the phone and whatever. It's fine to pause if we have to pause. There's no big thing. The Quick Start Guide assumes that you're deep into the program, that it's heavy. When you're in transition, you're going to be practicing getting yourself closer and closer. So I'll show you things. Half of the meal, or eat the whole meal if you want to. The eggs, as you see, were red. I have some salsa that I keep here. We've got the, you can use any salsa that you like and any flavoring that you like. I buy the big containers. This one actually comes from Walmart, and I bought the Walmart brand. If you want to cut the cost down, you can buy huge quantities, find what you need, and then you can buy things in bulk. So that's my first meal. The first meal is the eggs. Spray it in the microwave, and then with a whisk. My whisk went away. Just a little egg whisk. Ah, here it is. Really cute. This is my egg whisk. It works fine. To just, cut up the eggs. This microwave is a 1,000-watt microwave, about 1 minute and 40 seconds for the half a cup, which is the water that you use for the eggs, and then use the whisk to break it up after you microwave it. And the instructions actually say microwave halfway, break it up, and then do it again. I don't have to do that. But eggs for breakfast is easy. Okay, so now I've got an egg protein. One of the things we're going to be asking you to do, to think about at least, is variety of protein. So I'll show you different kinds of that. Now, I love the Medifast shakes, and I use the diabetic shakes. They're not quite as tasty. People said, well, I like my other ones. The other ones are sweeter. I talked to Sherry Brown just this week, and she said I was just through a GI problem. I had some surgery, and they made me be careful what I ate. And she's gotten completely away from sweet. On the Medifast program, you will see a discussion of Crystal Light. Crystal Light. Now, Crystal Light is flavored with aspartame, and some people really emphasize the aspartame, the part of that. They hate it. In many ways, when you look at the Cyril website, or Wikipedia even, there is a salesman kind of dimension. So Sweeteners are controversial. You decide how much you want to use. A-self-K is the normal sweetener that's used in the Medifast materials, and you can buy more sweetener or less sweetener. Some of the bars have sorbitol. Sorbitol causes gas in some people, especially if you're having only bars. Don't have only bars for the most part. Try to limit that. The very easy foods, the bars and the ready-to-drink shakes, are really easy. They're things you take with you on the car. They're just unbelievably easy. I actually take any kind of a vitamin water bottle. This bottle is better than the Medifast shaker jar. Mary Lou has her shaker jar down here usually, but it's not there right now. You'll get a shaker jar with things, and that's fine, and go ahead and use it a lot. But these bottles are great. You have to learn a trick for pouring the shake in. You have to tear it and kind of use the shake thing as a funnel. I will show you. So I'll put some shake stuff. But this is how so you can do this in the car, and I can do the soup in the car. This is the soup for lunch. So we have egg for breakfast. We have a shake. If I'm out, okay, I've got to go out, and I don't want to prepare it. Sometimes I prepare it in advance. Usually I want it fresh. Often I will fill up a couple of these bottles just with ice from our little ice machine. So it's full of ice, and then I have my gallon jug of water. I pour. The ice stays reasonably well, especially if I use one of our, excuse me for just a minute. These are the bags I carry with me. These are bags we took around Disney World. These bags we love a lot. There's all kinds of things in the bags. There's gum, okay, there's bars, there's extra Vita-Rain bottles and things like that. These are insulated, and so that they keep things good. Do you see this folded thing? Okay, I took and opened the top of the shake. I took and folded the two edges together and folded it down. Now, if you're careful, you can get the shake into the bottle without making much of a mess. You'll make a little bit of a mess. Get used to it. I usually do it outside of Mary Lou's car because she doesn't like me to make messes in her car. And it takes 10 seconds to get it all in. You can use other things, but you see, now we've got the shake in here. I didn't fill this up with water. This is, by the way, Benefiber. You're going to be having a stool system that we're filling your GI tract with little poker chips, exactly the right food, so you have this little stack of things that will be going in one end and coming out the other. What's coming out are very small little fibrous balls. Okay, each of the Medifast meals has the exact right amount of fiber to keep going. Depending on what you're eating and how much of the Subway salads or the vegetables that you have, this is a lean and green. It's automatic. Just order a turkey salad from Subway, your lean and green is done. If you haven't had any fat exchanges, then you can use the olive oil. You can put the olive oil and vinegar on here. Otherwise, you can have it plain. There's no problem. The turkey is just salty enough, and of course, there's some. You can either do jalapeno if you're ready for that, or the banana peppers, whatever other things you want. No excuse to not have it, and they'll take phone orders. If you call the Subway, you can phone in a couple of orders. So go down and pick them up. They'll be ready for you when you pick them up. No excuse for not having a very convenient, easy lean and green meal. So I have my shake. What you do once this, you fill it up, fill it with water to this connector here, and then swirl it. If you shake it, a lot of the shake will be packed into the top of the cap. But swirl it around, and then you've got a portable shake. It's really good. I mentioned the Benefiber. There's all different kinds of ways. You can use Console. Mary Lou has a regular Console. This is stronger than usual Metamucil, and that's fine. You can use Senokot or the Senokot substitutes, so that you can also use. There's stool softeners. There's Docusate, which comes also. So there are systems that will take care of your GI tract. We need you very comfortable. Most people don't need any of that. But at least I'm letting you know that we have the technology to make this work if you're getting into trouble. If the balls are sticking or if you're having trouble, we can help you with that. So we want your food tube nicely focused, and that's what you're doing. You want 3 days, or 2 or 3 days, of food in you that's comfortable and it's just there. So you're living on your food. So you're never hungry. You're never desperate for anything. You don't have to have some protein now. I'm an emotional eater. And as you can see, I haven't finished my program completely, so I'm studying the emotional parts of this book a lot, all right, where you clarify what you're doing and what you're focused on. It's working. We went on a cruise and I actually lost 1 pound on the cruise because I was focused on the people I was with. I was with great people and meeting people and the people who are taking care of us. It's wonderful. That's a quick review. Now we're going to probably have to go, that's the morning actually, but we've made our 10-minute video and that's pretty long. So let's cut this video for the morning and maybe we'll go to the afternoon now and I'll tell you some stories and tricks about that.